Neonic Void Productions presents.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 begins filming.
Oh my god! Shadow! Shadow is here!
Oh god.
I've been waiting. Shadow!
No, stop it! We're focusing! We're focusing on Last of Us. Focus.
Shadow!
Can't have guns in a family movie.
God damn it.
Can you?
Yeah, look at Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's non-Disney.
What? Pirates of the Caribbean's Disney.
Pirates of the Caribbean is Disney.
And that's what I was making the exception. It was like, okay, fine. Pirates of the Caribbean, you get to have guns. But other movies.
Pirates of the Caribbean's a family movie? I wouldn't
Yeah.
consider that a family movie.
It is a family
Disney is
movie.
branded as a family-oriented company, so they make stuff that appeals mostly to families. Although they have
Say
branched
that.
out to more mature stuff.
I mean, Pulp Fiction is also a
Disney,
film.
yeah. That is a Disney prop. That is a Disney film.
Is it because
It
they
is a Disney
purchased
film.
the rights recently?
No, that was like when Pulp Fiction was
Was it
made.
published under
it's a
Touchstone?
It was
No,
published under.
Disney.
It wasn't Disney directly. Actually, we're getting sidetracked.
Because I know
here.
Touchstone is the company that's like, it's related with Disney, but we don't want to be overt about it.
It was Miramax Films at the time when Disney owned them.
Okay, that makes sense.
So it's still a Disney film. So the fact is,
Yeah.
say what again, motherfucker? English, do you speak it? Like, yup, that's a Disney film.
I'm just sad they killed
Yeah.
Samurai Jack in that scene.
Oh
I
damn!
hate
Phil
it.
Lamar, like the gun accidentally goes
Oh
off
my
and his head gets blown off, and like, man, why'd you let the gun go off? And it was like, no, he's gonna play
Me too.
in the future.
Hi, welcome to Spookocalypse.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
Spookocalypse, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
really? I had no
Cool.
idea.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
And neither did I. Hi, welcome to Spookocalypse. I'm Zio, and I'm on the verge of a panic attack. It's the cursed. I figured out what it was. The cursed episode is stressing me out. Hi, how are
Okay.
you? What's good? What's poppin'? And today I'm joined with people. Yeah, people.
Mad Chairman.
Mad Chairman, and the housekeeper.
There was a slight delay, so I was like, maybe he's panicking. Maybe I should chime in and then just introduce myself like a big boy.
Yeah, panicking. Oh god, that's the only thing I can think of why I feel like there's a panic attack brewing. I'm like, is it because it's the cursed episode? Like, why?
It probably could be because we can't fucking film this episode for too
I
long.
can't record something. Yeah. Before we get into the curseness of the episode, take it away, please.
If you like this podcast, make sure you follow and rate us on whatever site you listen to your podcast. Share with your friends. New episodes get uploaded every Saturday. Links are down in the description for other podcasts that are part of the Neonic family. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is at Spookocalypse. That's at SPOOKOCALYPSE. We also have a YouTube. If you are here on YouTube, hi, hello, welcome. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Ring that bell. You know, any little interaction. Put a comment if you want us to. If there's a certain movie that we haven't reviewed that you want us to review, put it down there. Any interaction helps us out. We do spooky shit. Mints are going to be on the pillow.
And the flavor is that of a black cat passing you while you're walking under a ladder, breaking a mirror.
That
Yeah.
it tastes like black licorice.
I
Yeah.
love black licorice though, so
It
it's
fucking
fine.
tastes like ass.
I love black licorice.
I
Fight
hate
me.
it tastes like ass.
Fight me. I'm
I
a weirdo. I
will.
love black licorice.
I
I
fucking
live.
hate black licorice.
I don't even like licorice at all.
It's the oh gosh, what's that fucking seasoning that's in it? There's like a certain spice.
Like
that's-
her ish.
Nah,
No, you're too gay for
Well,
that.
seriously, I tried Twizzlers and I couldn't stand it.
No, Twizzlers are amazing.
And I'm fine with people liking stuff, but I couldn't enjoy them.
Mm.
Nah, black licorice is thebomb.com. Thank you.
I'm trying to figure out what the anise. It's the anise that's in licorice. I can't
So
stand
good.
anise. I can't stand anise.
So good.
Anyways, we are finally here to finish the last 3 episodes of The Last of Us, episodes 7, 8, and 9.
And you
Of
may be
season one.
thinking, to yourself, wait, it's 7, 8, and 9? Yeah. So you may
Yeah.
be thinking to yourself, wait, didn't y'all do this like months ago?
Yep.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Did we?
We did.
We did.
Do I have
we
to
did.
pull up the receipts on when it was posted? Let's
episode 1
paint
and
a
episode.
picture. It was back in March, my dude. Hold up.
Wait, you're talking about these episodes or are you talking about the others?
The others.
The first two
Oh, okay,
parts.
that makes sense. Yes. We've pushed this back because it just so happens that something
It's just
happens every time.
life.
Every
Every
time we try to
time.
record this.
Yep.
It was the last one was posted March 11th, 2023.
God.
That's over
Oh
3
my
months ago.
God.
That's over 3 months ago. It's like what? April, May, June. It's about 4 months when this will get posted. Damn.
So I mean, if to be fair, now that we're reviewing it like 3 months after the fact that the show has come out and ended, this it's basically not like, hey, spoiler warnings ahead, bitch. Where have you been?
You have no excuse now.
Like, what are you doing here?
It's been 3 months, my guy. Do you just want to hear
Yeah.
what like our opinions are? Like,
Probably.
Probably, that's why you're
Spoilers
here.
ahead on the cursed episode. Oh my god!
Curse episode.
Watch, we do the cursed episode. All of a sudden, my computer shuts off.
Oh,
up.
shut up! Stop!
Jesus.
God.
Oh my god! Okay.
And you do 2 episodes, man. You said so yourself.
Piss off!
Well, no one can say that we don't finish what we start. So
You know, I'm going to
That's fair.
Indigo's. It's canceled. Goodbye.
That's okay. We'll do it without you. Bye.
I mean, y'all could.
probably. So we start off with episode 7, titled "Left Behind." We pick up basically where we left off with Ellie and Joel in the garage after Joel gets shot. Ellie's kind of freaking out, trying to figure out how to fix Joel and what to do. And she decides that she's going to go find help. And so, but you can kind of see her kind of struggling with this decision, whether or not to leave her friend. And so we kind of get a little more backstory at this point of why she's at this point with her time spent in the Boston quarantine zone, which has been mentioned a couple times, I think, at this point, but you don't really know anything more than the fact that she lost her friend when she was trying to escape the quarantine zone.
Yeah.
So they basically lay it out here. Ellie is a headstrong girl that loves to get into fights with people who don't, basically people who talk shit. So she's in this school with other, what is the government called?
Fedra?
Yeah, for Fedra, like kind of training their officers or their soldiers for their army.
It's school under the watchful eye of whoever's in power, basically.
Yeah. As of right now, her immediate superior is Captain Kwong. He takes a pretty stern approach with her. He's kind of reprimanding her for getting in fights because he knows that she's smart and that she is more capable than what she's doing, but at this point, the way she's acting, she's just going to live life as a grunt, as a foot soldier, and she'll not live a great life, but if she can get her shit straight, then, she can become an officer, a leader of Fedra, and, live a much better, more comfortable life. As long as she can figure out how to, stop acting like the way she is. I guess prideful and going off on the slightest provocation. Oh, the Walkman. So I guess that she gets a Walkman. She has a Walkman that gets taken away from her. For those of you who are too young to know what a Walkman is, it is a cassette tape player for music. Basically, one of the first generations of mobile music, other than boomboxes. They're much smaller, and they can put them right in your ear, and you can listen to your favorite music as long as you have the right cassette tapes.
Tape.
Yeah.
And
So
they couldn't hold every song ever made by man ever. They could only hold a few tracks.
They can only hold a few tracks, and then you can record over them if you wanted to, but you have to wait for the song to play on the radio for you to record it so that you can listen to it on your way home.
I know, wild
Yeah, damn.
alien
Who would've
technology
thought?
right there. Yeah. So she's given her Walkman back, and she heads back home, back to her apartment, reading a book called Savage Starlight. It is a comic. I feel like this is not the first time this comic has showed up either.
I don't think it is the first time.
I don't remember who though.
I think in like maybe episode 4 or 5, we see the same comic.
Oh, right. She takes it out while they're driving.
Yeah, like it's just seen a
Yeah.
few different times.
Okay. After lights go out, after lights out, they get a curfew, so she goes to sleep. And you do notice that there's another bed in the room, but it is not currently occupied. Until in the middle of the night, she gets woken up by a noise in her window. When her, I guess, former roommate, Riley, and comes back through the window. She's been away for a little bit, and Allie thought that she was dead because she's been away for 3 weeks. But Riley is kind of just nonchalant. She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Just had to go away for a bit." And she's like, "But I do want you to come with me." And Ellie's like, "Okay, where to?" And she's like, "To the Fireflies." And
Oh god.
she shows her gun off.
I don't know
'Cause-
if she invites her to join the Fireflies. I thought it was just to show them all.
Oh, she joined. Okay, yeah, that's why she was away. So she promises Ellie the best night of her life if she agrees to come with her to follow. And after a little bit of reluctancy, Ellie kind of does join along for the field trip. Sorry, I got a little lost on where I'm at right now. So they sneak out of the facility by climbing out the window the way that she came in, and they are able to pass all the patrols and stuff, and they're climbing on the rooftops, which is kind of a cool little thing that they're just able to jump across the rooftops. That's a little cool scene. But they make their way to a large, I don't know that you can tell what it is, a large building, and they go in through the skylight, which is essentially makes their way down into what I guess most people would recognize as a mall. Shit, did I skip a scene?
Well, they did find that one guy who was dead and had medicine or drugs.
Where did they
And then
find him?
And then he falls
It
through the
was
floor.
alcohol.
I thought it was both.
No, it was alcohol.
And they take the booze with them.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, that is kind of important.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it looks like the man mixed pills with booze from before the outbreak, and then Ellie grabs the bottle before the man falls through the floor. So, like, yeah, he probably did have drugs, but they're like, nah, and just went with the booze.
So basically, I guess on their way to after finding the dead guy with the alcohol, they're making their way to their destination, and Riley kind of explains how she was able to join with the Fireflies, that she kind of snuck out one night and she ran into a woman that said that she was impressed with Riley on her sneaking around. After Riley kind of explained why she doesn't really like Fedra, she offered Riley to join. Just weird. So yeah, I guess she kind of does. So they're able to make their way back to the place, or to the destination. They're kind of arguing about whether or not Fedra is actually a good thing or a bad thing, because they are kind of holding people together, but they're also doing it in a kind of a brutal way, very fascist way. So that's kind of what the conversation is going. They get to the mall, and Riley is able to power the entire mall just by flipping a switch, the breakers, I guess, and everything comes on. All the lights and stuff, electricity. So Riley kind of explains that they're going to basically be exploring the mall and looking at did she call them wonders? Yeah, the 4 wonders of the mall. They kind of they ride the escalator. Ellie rides an escalator for the first time, because they don't have spare electricity to power stairs that move up and down.
And doesn't that like officially become the first wonder, even though that wasn't part of it?
Oh yeah,
So now there's 5 wonders.
5 wonders. Yeah, I was gonna have an odd number for wonders. They kind of talk about why some of the stores weren't looted and while others were, and that Riley says that her mom told her that when the outbreak happened that there was just stuff that people needed and stuff that people didn't need, and they just stocked up on what they did need and left everything else behind. They do pass by a Victoria's Secret shop, and Riley doesn't really understand why people would ever want stuff like that, but that's just a thing, I guess. Oh, she says that she tries. Yeah, that's weird. I'm not gonna say that. So Riley kind of gets Ellie to close her eyes, saying, "Do you trust me?" And she's like, "Of course." So Ellie gets led by Riley to, I guess, what she considered the first wonder, and Ellie opens her eyes, and she is now standing in front of a working carousel. Carousel? Is that how it's said? Carousel?
Carousel.
Yeah. It is in working condition, and they're able to, get on and enjoy the moment of riding a carousel.
The wonder.
Yeah. During all this, they are still drinking from that bottle. When the carousel stops, they kind of get. Well, I'm not a little clear. Okay. It's been done. Didn't go as well at times. Can someone take over? I'm not really understanding how this is going. Once it stops. Ellie then asks if they great this place. I think it's right.
Hold on. Carousel suddenly stops and she asks Riley if Riley really left because she thought she could liberate the place. Riley gets frustrated by Ellie.
Oh, this is when she was talking about when Riley was like doing watch, or when she had to stay there, right? And they had to talk about the guns and stuff that she had to hold on to, or grenades.
Yeah.
And then even though they just had that argument about how the fireflies don't cause explosions unless there's nobody around, and yeah. Okay. Kind of remember, but
I'm like, that sounds like we skipped the arcade scene
that's
and
No,
the discovery of the
arcade scene
first pun book.
The arcade scene comes after.
yeah, arcade's last, isn't it?
Yeah, the arcade's last because that's when the Twitcher shows. Or not the Twitcher, but
Twitcher.
Sorry, my head's my head's also in D&D, and there's a thing that we go up against in one of our campaigns that sounds exactly like those things and acts exactly like those things.
Yeah.
They just don't have fungus on them, and we call them Twitchers. So anyway,
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're kind of talking about kind of like why Riley left, and Riley said, Ellie could be running things, but that Riley won't be running things, because once she got her assignment when she turned 17, she said that all she would be doing is sewage detail. So basically just standing over, guarding people that shovel crap shit. And so she, I guess, was not happy with that assignment. So that's kind of, yeah, so I guess she kind of just panicked and ran, which is how she found the Firefly woman and got recruited. So the next stop is the photo booth. I guess Riley does have a $5 bill to use and to get the photos, and this is the first time I guess either of them are doing it, and so they, having fun with it as you do in a photo booth. You just act silly and do stuff, pose and make memories, I guess. So Allie holds on to the set of photos that you get from that, and that's when they kind of stop before they get to the next place, and she says, "All right, Ellie, can you hear that? Do you hear what's gonna happen? Or, what's going on?" And Ellie kind of closes her eyes and listens, and she hears the sounds of games. And so they head off into the next wonder, which is Raja's arcade, where there are plenty of working games still with the electricity running. They are able to find the game that Ellie has been obsessing over since the beginning of this series, right? Yeah, because she had mentioned that she liked Mortal Kombat before. Or she had talked about moves or something. I don't remember. But they find Mortal Kombat 2, the video game, and so they play some games. They have some quarters saved up, and as they're playing, having a good time, we do get the audience is shown kind of in the background that there's a infected that is in a nearby shop that kind of gets woken up by Riley and Ellie playing their game and having fun. At this point, Ellie's not sure if she still wants to. I mean, she's not sure what she's going to do, but she is saying that, there's only a few more hours until in the daylight, and that she'll get in trouble if she gets caught out, during curfew. So they start making their way to the food court, and they, I guess this is where Riley's been staying. She has all of her stuff there, and I guess there she gives Ellie the book that she pulls out also earlier in an early episode. No pun intended. Too. Yeah.
I love the book of puns.
Book of puns, yes. Oh no! This is where Ellie sees that Riley has a whole stash of grenades. And that Riley kind of admits that she makes them. So they kind of have their argument there. Oh wow! And I guess Ellie does kind of try to end the fight by running off, but saying, "fuck you" before running off. That's pretty wild.
And that's the last thing she ever does.
Yeah. So apparently this is the last night Riley is going to be in Boston until she gets transferred somewhere else.
It sure is.
Mm-hmm. So she was basically just there to say goodbye to Ellie. As Ellie's kind of still walking away, she stops and she hears screaming. When she kind of runs back, she finds Riley. Who apparently is ready to show her the last wonder. I guess what is officially now the fifth wonder.
Isn't that when Riley gets bit?
Yes, but I'm trying to figure out what the hell the fifth wonder is.
It's the scary Halloween shop.
Yeah, it's the shop.
And then they put on masks and dance, and then they have a moment.
Okay.
They're gay.
Did they actually say it outright though? Like they don't really.
Well, they certainly show it.
They certainly
They
show it.
Yeah, it's a show
Yeah.
don't tell type thing.
And also during the carousel, they have a kind of a moment too. They lock eyes or
He's a lesbian.
yeah.
Let's be honest.
Lesbian? I thought you were American.
Hey, I'm a lesbian.
Yeah, so they sing in their masks to a cover of "I Got You, Babe." Um,
Got you, babe.
That's
yeah, which
so
is
cute.
always the perfect sad song.
Oh, cause she sure got her.
Damn.
She got somebody, but I don't know if it's gonna be her. You know
So-
what she got? She got bit. That's what happened. I got you, babe. I'm
Yeah, so they eventually figure, if the infected does come out, and they both see it, they're trying to run away from it and kill it. What is it? Ellie tries to stab it with her switchblade. Does not work. Riley loses her gun. I don't remember how, but they're in the middle of the fight. I guess she lost it. Um, Oh, who kills it? Oh, stabs it in the head. Okay, so Ellie is able to get her switchblade black and stab it in the head and kill it for good. The aftermath of this fight, they do both notice that they both got bit,
They
and
sure do.
yeah,
And
so
it does not end well for one of them. Can you guess which one?
Jesus.
I sure can.
I'm on the edge of my seat. Who is it?
Oh my god. Ellie had to kill the love of her life. Oh wow.
you didn't have to kill her. She just had to
She
end her
shot.
reanimated corpse.
Yes, she put it into her. She put a wait, she
Oh,
took,
she was already dead.
wait, no, she took her out.
I don't get it.
She took her out.
She
But
killed
she
her.
took her out on a date, but she took her out, as in killed her.
It's not funny when you have to explain it.
Oh, okay.
God.
Oh, I was trying to make a pun and you ruined it.
That was
The
punny.
story of the
That was so
gays.
funny.
You know you're gay when you have to kill your lover because your lover becomes a zombie. You know.
Is that what you're gonna have to do with yours?
Stop.
God.
Shut up. We have a zombie apocalypse. I'm killing you first.
Bitch, what makes you think that I'm gonna get bit first?
You're gonna get bit.
Rule number 1, cardio, bitch. Let's fucking
Girl,
go.
what cardio?
I have more cardio than you.
Girl, what cardio? Bitch, please.
Even
What
though they have
cardio?
a sort of dilemma, which is like either we take option one, and then she's like, "No, I don't like option one. Option two, we live out as long as we can."
Yeah. They end it early, or they can just live it out all the way to the end.
I'm like,
And then Ellie lived.
I'm like, that's kind of sweet because it's sort of like, oh wow, I'm in a situation that I don't think I can get out of. But then they're
And
like,
then
well, I could end it
plot-
early, or
Then plot twist. What a big middle finger to the other gay.
Yeah.
When Ellie finds out, oh shit, I'm perfectly fine. Psych. Good thing I didn't off myself now.
So that's basically when, Riley comes back after, she's turned infected. Ellie has to end it. And we are brought back to present day. So basically this was all kind of showing the fact that Ellie wasn't gonna leave Joel, no matter what, even if, he was gonna die. So she goes up, shut up. And she goes up to upstairs in the house and she finds a sewing needle, I guess, and is able to sew his wound close. Shut.
You know, she does stay with Joel through it all. God.
So that was basically the end of episode 7.
Yeah. she's with them till the end of the episode.
All right, who wants to take over for next episode?
Okay. Okay, so we're on episode
8.
Of course we fucking are. Okay. So episode 8 is called When We Are in Need. Is that what it's called? Yes.
Yeah.
Let me double check. Yes. Good. Do. I wonder if they have them on here too. Oh, they do. Okay. So, when we are in need. This is episode 8. This is the second to last episode of the second to last episode of the season 1. So this is after this so it starts off with after discovering that Joel's wound gets infected. He's kind of just out for the count pretty much. So Ellie then ventures out to go find food for them. And then while she is hunting, she's trying to hunt down a deer. She comes across a guy named David and another guy named James. They kind of startle her. They kind of just like they're very off-putting because they're kind of like, oh shit, there's another person out here. And of course, they're near a whole camp not too far from where Ellie is at. So Ellie makes a deal to trade the deer for penicillin because she has him at gunpoint, right?
Yeah, she's got a rifle pointed at him.
Yeah, she's got a rifle pointed at him as they try to take the deer, and she's like, "Okay, you can have the deer. Get me some fucking penicillin." So, James goes back to the camp to get the penicillin, while David, a preacher, fucking sex kiss for one, explains that he was a teacher before the outbreak, and then he found God. And is now a leader of a group of survivors. Ugh.
First he was a teacher, and now he's a preacher.
He's something. I don't know. He's a man of God. I mean, it makes sense, right? It checks out. A man of God. Checks out. He reveals the man who was stabbed and reveals the man who was stabbed and killed by Joel. Oh
Yeah, from episode 6.
Yep.
yeah. So basically, you find out that the guy that Joel killed in episode 6 was a member of James and David's camp. Ellie runs the fuck away, and after getting the penicillin from James under David's orders. As Ellie runs the fuck off, she returns to Joel and injects him with the penicillin. And then, of course, the following day, she sees David and James with a group of men seeking vengeance on Joel for the person he killed a few episodes back. They flee on. Ellie flees on horseback to draw them away from Joel, but is then taken after James shoots and kills her horse. No horses were harmed in the making of the show. David places her in a cage in the camp. Then Ellie notices an ear on the floor. And I'm like,
you are
that's
skipping
nice.
way far ahead. We gotta talk about how she doesn't know how to inject the penicillin.
Oh, that's
She
not really
injects it-
that important, though.
Injects it directly into his wound.
Yes.
Oh,
when
yeah.
she does.
I was like, man, that's not how it works.
Like try the arm or the neck or something.
You could have just squirted it in his mouth. That would have been so much worse.
Oh, yeah, that would have been
God.
worse.
Oh no, you don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do it.
They didn't teach first aid or anything at Fedra. Like she didn't have to get shots or
Probably
anything.
not.
That's crazy.
They're all probably unvaccinated.
Yeah. Oh.
Where are they
wow.
going to get? Where are they going to get the vaccinations from?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
God. Oh God.
Oh, they're
holy-
the government though. They're the ones that make that shit.
air quotes
Know
government.
how to make it.
What kind of government? That's not really a. They're not. No. Okay.
I mean, they're acting like it.
I mean, they're acting like it doesn't mean
Kind
they
of.
are. They're a makeshift government.
Yeah.
But I'm hitting the key points here. So this doesn't end up being like a 3-hour long episode. And of course, if there's any if there's any little points that I miss, by all means, and point them out and put them in like you did with the penicillin. So be my guest. But anyway, what was I? So she's in the cage right now in the camp, and she finds an ear on the floor, and she's just like, "What the fuck is this place?"
It's a holy place.
Oh, it's holy, all right. David reveals that he has. So while they're there, David revealed. So okay, if you have a group, say you have a group of people in the middle of buttfuck nowhere, and everyone's on their last fucking legs, starving, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have to feed something to these people, right? What is the first thing you think you're gonna do if you don't have any food to feed people?
Plants, mushrooms, rocks, anything
Mushrooms?
else.
Mushrooms? You're gonna eat mushrooms in The Last of Us world? Is that what you're gonna do now? You're gonna eat
That was a bad. That was definitely a bad.
I'm gonna take revenge against fungi.
So-
Eat their children.
You need meat, right? You need a lot of meat. You need to give people
You
protein.
You don't need a lot of
Beans!
protein.
Beans!
Yeah, beans could work.
Beans
So-
work, peanut butter work.
First off, they're in the middle of the tundra. Where are you gonna get beans and peanut butter? Where are you gonna get beans and peanut butter? You're in the middle
Eat
of the
the
tundra.
horses?
Do you think they probably have already done that? And
No.
the horses they have left are probably the ones they actually need to transport.
Okay, but what are they feeding the horses?
That's a good question.
Exactly.
Grain.
Dead grass.
Well, a human can't
could eat
survive on grain
They can
and
survive
grass.
They could survive.
like a couple days at most.
Barely, but they need meat. So what do? They feed them human flesh. Cannibalism. And the fact is that everyone knows it, but they don't want to acknowledge it. They want to live in blissful ignorance when it's obvious that they're eating human meat.
I don't remember. Do either Ellie or Joel? Oh no, Joel isn't there. Does Ellie actually take a bite? I don't remember.
I
I
think so.
I don't remember if she did or not.
I don't.
I think
remember.
she might have one bite and then she found out. Or she was like nosy and then she found out and the David told her. But like everyone in the camp knows. They're not stupid. But you rather live in blissful ignorance and lie to yourself that you're eating a person that just died. Or they
I'm not
kill
sure
somebody.
if everyone knows. Like I know the people that are prepping the meal when it's like, oh, what's this? And he goes to venison. Like he just says it matter of factly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm like, I wonder if some people don't know, or if it's just like
Oh,
it's venison.
I'm
like,
sure-
wink,
I
wink.
think it's just like the lead, like whoever's like of course the main leader, and then like whoever's like maybe
No.
second in command, and then like the butcher.
There could not have been enough people that they weren't like, oh hey, we're Jogo. I don't know, weird, but this meat's pretty good,
Well,
isn't it?
Well, they didn't kill anybody in the
Oh,
group.
it's just people they find, right?
The people that died. It's like people that like deceased, they would eat.
Which
And you
would make
can't tell me
sense.
there was people in there, like some of the women, the way they would look at David and look at the food. There's some scenes of like them just like looking at the food, and they know. Everyone has to know, except for the children. Even then, Where do you think they're getting all this meat?
And
It's not adding up. It doesn't make sense. The shit stank. Like, come on. You don't
It's
have to be told
implied
that's
that,
human meat.
the guy that was killed in episode 6, where they're like, when can we bury him? It was like, well, the ground's too hard, so we're gonna have to
Let's
wait.
eat him.
Maybe he was prepared as a feast,
Probably.
That's possible.
because they don't say anything about
Probably.
like, when can we see this person? Like, oh, you can't see
No.
them right now because the
No.
body is.
Because
I'm
they
like,
ate him.
maybe, yeah, I'm like, maybe they ate him.
Because they probably did eat him.
They probably
But it's
did.
like, you can't tell me the adults don't know. Because it seems
Well,
suspicious in the middle of winter.
Okay, but you're also looking at like, oh, the women are looking at him like that. But then whenever you realize what's happened later on in the episode, you understand why the women looked at him like that. I don't think it has to do with the meat.
No, but I mean, the fact that sure, he's a little off the hinges, but like the fact that they know it's human remains. They know it's meat. They're not dumb. You could put 2 and 2 together fairly easily. You're in the middle of the tundra. There's barely any like life out there with you, except for maybe a deer once in a blue moon. You have meat periodically, a lot, or like a lot more than you think you should. Come on, you could put.
Well, what I think is stupid, like if you're gonna do that, like
No, they just choose not to acknowledge.
like okay, so like if they're gonna do that and they do like use the dead people's like meat and everything like that, like a human body does have a good amount of meat for someone to live off of if they were
Yes.
going to do that. Why do that so often whenever you could, like, especially like if it's in the middle of fucking winter?
Well,
You
probably because
basically
they
have an
killed all
ice
the.
block outside.
Well, probably because they killed all the game.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that you could have preserved that meat.
No, I mean,
I'm
not
sure
a lot
they
of people
probably
know
have.
how to do that properly, though.
True.
Like you could have preserved. It's cold outside.
For all we know, they
it's
probably
winter.
have. The point is, for all we know, they probably are. Because they all look like they're eating pretty good.
Well,
So-
yeah, but like from what I could tell from like the stew that they're giving out, like that was like the fresh meat that they just harvested,
Yeah.
and they were in big chunks of meat.
Yeah.
When he brought them out, weren't they like still like bleeding still? Like
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
was fresh meat.
freshly
I'm
killed.
like, so I'm like, so you don't have in a matter of like survival, you don't have to eat every day.
Yeah.
I'm one to like to say that because I have been on a water fast. You
No,
don't
you
have to eat
don't,
every day
but they're
to
survive.
survive. And they're
No, you
eating
don't, but
almost
they're
every day, and they're eating meat every day at most.
Yes.
Like if we're assuming correctly, which I'm like, this fucking leader's retarded. Like if I was okay with the whole cannibal thing, like save the fucking meat, bro. Cut it smaller, preserve it. It's not hard to do that, especially in the middle of winter whenever the quote unquote ground is frozen. You could freeze the fucking meat and
Well,
keep
that
it
also-
longer.
Well,
And your metabolism goes down when you don't eat as often.
Exactly. So you're not
So you're
burning
not-
a
you
lot
don't
of
need as much.
calories.
but you're
Fucking
also
idiots.
not acknowledging the fact that Ellie found an ear in the jail cell that she was in.
I'm
There's
well aware.
probably
I'm well
there's
aware of
probably lots of people that come through there, and they probably kill a good chunk of them. They go missing. Nobody cares.
that. I'm well
They
aware
probably
of that, but
so they probably have a good chunk of meat stored. Like, we don't know if they do or not, but it makes sense for them to have a bunch of meat. They just say, you know what, we're just going to eat the fresh meat for once instead of having to de-thaw.
I don't know. I'm going based off the context clues of that
Yeah.
was fresh ass fucking meat, which means that it was a person that just had died.
But the fact that no one is aware of them eating human meat, yes, they do. Yes,
And
they are. No one's
they're
dumb.
and they're gathering daily for meals.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are fucking retarded. Like, you don't know how to survive, dude. You cannot. You're wasting your food sources.
I feel like that's more of like just a cultural thing the fact
It's a
that
cult
there's
thing.
yeah,
It's
a
a cult
cultural
thing.
thing. The fact that they have to get together, and I mean, the easiest way to do it is with food, and you keep people happy by keeping them fed.
I
You
mean,
know,
it's cult making 101. You give them a nice, good protein meal, high protein or high fatty sugar, whatever to keep them happy. People
Okay,
will
but
follow you.
okay, but you could also, like if this is, I'm thinking cult wise because this is a cult.
mhm.
Like, what better way of keeping them following you than keeping them weak and malnourished, and then you're their only source of survival.
Yeah, but you also
So
have
you're
to,
giving them that food.
But they're also trapped in the middle of the tundra. Where are they going to go?
and you have to rely on those
Exactly.
people.
And
You
you
have to
have to
rely
rely on those people.
on the people that you're feeding, and to make sure that
Exactly.
they're
So you
well
Well,
have
enough.
yeah,
to
so
feed
you
them.
so you only feed the ones that are more needed,
Mm,
like the ones that can actually handle like
yeah.
doing game and stuff like that. You don't have to feed everybody. And then you earn your meals.
That would make sense, but at the same point, they're in the middle of nowhere. They're stuck. They can't go anywhere if they wanted to. If they
Sucks.
did, they probably would die, or they would kill them and eat them.
Sucks
So,
to be them. They could have traveled a few miles in another direction and been in a perfectly good fucking homestead, but they decided to stay there.
or they're just or they're taking the word of what's his fate of David and being like, "Oh, there's nothing out there. It's just us. You can't survive
Exactly,
out
'cause
there. You have to stay here."
it's cult mentality.
Yeah, you keep them fed. David decides when they get their meat or when they get their food or whatnot. This is like, "Oh, thank you, David. Oh, praise God." Colt. So yeah, they're eating dead people. No surprise. And they have this whole conversation about how David admires Ellie's strength and violence, and this could become a relationship between them. And because basically David's just trying to get her to join some shit, some weird fucked up way. Ellie then breaks her finger while trying to steal his keys. And then during all this, while all that is happening, Joel wakes up and kills one of David's men. And then, of course, tortures and kills two more, because why not? To find
He,
Ellie's whereabouts,
yeah.
to get information out of him. And then Ellie bites David as she is grabbed by him and James. Before they can kill her, she tells them she's infected. Ooh. And she proves it by, of course, the bite mark. And they argue amongst themselves if it's real or not. They're like, it's not real. And then James. So Ellie grabs a meat cleaver and kills James with it.
That's
She
fun.
she fucking wrecks his shit.
Oh,
And she escapes.
James is also played by the voice actor who was Joel in the games as well.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Troy
so
Baker.
yeah, Troy Baker is the voice actor
Wow.
for Joel in the video games. So he got
Wow.
a little cameo in the show.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, raspberries.
Wow.
So,
Tastes like purple.
so from there, David starts a hunt for her and she sets fire to the steakhouse. It's like, damn. And she stabs him with a kitchen knife. He overpowers her and attempts to throw himself at her, if you will. I'm not gonna say the word. You know what I mean.
Fucking disgusting ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, he's real being. Ellie then grabs.
He's being a real Catholic.
He's being a man of God.
He's being a
He's
real
being a real
Catholic
man of God.
He's
Yeah.
being a true man of God.
Praise
being the
praise
leader
the
of the church.
Lord.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus.
Catholic
You're not saying
priest.
that everybody's like
Yeah,
that.
We're talking about the infamous
priest.
Catholic priests that were
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
messing with children.
Hey, it's
bad
Pride
Catholic-
Month. It's Pride Month. I'll say where the fuck I want. So Ellie then grabs the meat cleaver that fell, and she kills him with it
Deserved.
in a frenzy style attack. She just really digs in there.
Deserved.
So Ellie then wanders outside and panics when she runs into Joel. Joel and her obviously embrace because she thought Joel's they thought each other was dead. And then they walk at the very end after they like embrace and stuff. They walk off from the settlement, from the village or whatever else. While it burns, right?
It starts to burn.
Yeah, yeah. And they leave the scene as it should be.
Fire.
Oh yeah, everyone burned. And they all burned alive. Burn, baby, burn. Then we go into episode 9. Those are the main bullet points. And we go to episode 9, which is called Look for the Light. And it is the season finale. Yay. So we start off the movie. It's basically it's almost like a movie. Fuck, 2 minutes away from being a full feature. It's a movie. The episode starts off with a pregnant woman. Her name is Anna. She's played by Ashley Johnson, aka the voice actress for Ellie in the games.
Queen.
And Critical Role fame. Cool. And Avengers fame for that one waitress scene that she gets a lot of screen. She gets a lot of center point scenes for some reason. Love her though. Love her.
Imagine though, like you watch that for the fucking first time and you're like, is that Ashley Johnson?
Right.
That's basically how I felt when I saw that. I was like, is that Ashley Johnson?
Wait, what? What was it? What movie?
Okay.
Avengers.
Remember in the original Avengers, there's there's those couple scenes in when they're fighting in New York, Loki and his crew.
Yeah.
There's that one waitress that Captain America saves, and it's a blonde woman with long blonde hair. She's a waitress at one of the restaurants in New York. And she has a lot of like close-up scenes periodically throughout the film randomly for no reason. But she has a lot of close-up scenes and scenes that are just centered around her, or she's in the background or something.
It's Ashley Johnson. That's why.
It's Ashley Johnson.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again with that in mind.
You can't miss her. She has like full on screen time.
I don't
for some
like for like a good
close-up
like
scenes.
5 seconds. Like she's just for like full 5 seconds. She's just like he's just like rescues her, puts her down. He's like, stay here. And she's just like, thank you, Captain America.
And then she has like,
and then she has like at the distance.
And then she has like a cinematic close up for some reason. I don't know what the fascination was with that character, but it's so good.
And then like later on there was like an interview on the news
and she's like, right there watching it.
And she was just like, no, it was her. Like the interview was
that's
her.
Right, it was her.
And she was just like, yeah, he saved my life.
Makes no sense why that character was so pivotal to that screen, but you know, it worked.
And apparently there was a deleted scene with her talking to Captain America afterwards, I guess.
Oh,
damn, they should have put it in there.
Of course there was. Anyway.
Made her a love interest for the Cap.
For like 5 seconds. Hey, you know, so Ashley Johnson is Anna, right? She's a pregnant woman. She flees a pursuing infected. So there's an infected chasing her ass, right? And she's running and hiding in this house. The creature breaks in and bites her as she is giving birth. Then you soon find out, like right there, she's Ellie's mother. And I'm like, oh, how funny. Ashley Johnson, Ellie's mother. Wow, how funny. So funny. So funny. I see what you did there. So funny. And then she gives birth
there too.
Huh?
There's someone else who's there. It's not just Ashley that's in that.
It is Marlene.
No.
Her
I'm
name?
talking about.
No.
Sorry, it's in the episode. She's in the episode, so it's not until
Yes.
later. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she gives birth to Ellie, and then sometime later they're found by Marlene. Marlene's I say her name right? Marlene.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's found by Marlene and of course the group of fireflies. Anna asks Marlene to basically just like, take me out, kill me, and take my child back to Boston. Marlene, of course, hesitates, then she kills Anna and then walks away with the baby, which is Ellie. And then we jump to the present, where we see Joel and Ellie arrive in Salt Lake City, Utah, and search for the Firefly's secret lab. Ellie still traumatizes all hell after the bullshit that was going on with David last episode. And she's pretty upset until she sees a herd of giraffes. And I'm like, oh, cool, giraffes. And that kind of lifts her spirits because it's just randomly a bunch of giraffes, a handful of giraffes is walking by. Because animals are just like living their best life. I mean, you work. We love animals living their best life. From there, Joel informs Ellie that they can return to Tommy's community in Wyoming and forget about all this and the destination get into the secret lab. And then Ellie, of course, after all they've been, it's like, we can't not do this after all we fucking been through to fucking get here. So they kind of have like a back and forth, and then we go to we get into some real deep shit here. Oh. Trigger warning. I mean, I should have said there was trigger warning earlier, but trigger warning now. Joel opens up about his unaliving attempt after Sarah's death way back when, and requests that. And they ask Ellie, hey, can you read some of your jokes? From her, of course, from the book she has. So she pulls out the book and she starts reading some jokes. And then as she's doing that, they're ambushed by the firefly soldiers who capture Ellie and knock Joel the fuck out. After that, Joel wakes up in a hospital, and Marlene explains the doctors are preparing for surgery on Ellie to extract the samples of her brain to study her immunity to the virus. But the procedure will kill her. Marlene orders 2 soldiers to escort Joel out of said hospital. And then Joel decides nah, and he takes out the 2 soldiers and takes one of their rifles. He moves through the hospital because basically he's just like, I can't lose another person. So he's refusing to let Ellie go, which backfires on him kind of in the end. Well, actually, she doesn't know by the end of it, I don't think, right?
About what she is?
No, about we'll get to that. I'm getting ahead of myself. So Joel can't let her die, won't let her die. He just won't. He rather the world end than lose Ellie, is what it comes down to. So she goes into the operating room and also kills a bunch of the soldiers, most of the Firefly soldiers, and including those who surrender. When the lead surgeon operating on Ellie refuses to give her up, Joel kills him, and he takes Ellie and attempts to leave the hospital. Marlene intercepts them in the parking garage, stating there is still time for Joel to do the right thing. She's trying to talk him down, be like, hey, we could still do this. We could save everybody. Just give us Ellie. And he shoots her. Marlene asks for mercy, but Joel responds that she would only just hunt Ellie after she got better if he left her alive. So he killed her. I'm like, damn, Joel. Damn.
Cold-blooded.
Yeah, literally. Because he's like, I'm going to kill everybody because you all are always going to be after Ellie if I don't.
They all know what she is, that she's a cure.
Exactly. And he doesn't want to lose her, even though it could save everyone. Ellie then wakes up as Joel is driving out of the city. Joel lies to her and tells her fireflies have found other immune people who are immune to the virus and were unable to create a cure. He quickly left with Ellie as the hospital was attacked by raiders. After the car breaks down, they hike to Jackson. Ellie expresses survivor's guilt, and Joel swears to her that the story he said about the fireflies was true. He swears, like, because she asks him, "Are you?" Because she's obviously suspicious that he's lying to her, but he swears that he's not. And the episode ends with her hesitantly saying, "Okay." And then that's pretty much the end of the episode. Is that once they get to Jackson, she confronts him about it, and he's just like, "No, I said what was true. It's all true." And it's a goddamn filthy lion, you filthy liar. Because you couldn't let her go. And that's the end of episode 9. Dun dun dun. And the end of season 1. Bum, bum, bum. So, yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Joel, that's gonna come back and bite you in the ass one day.
I'm sure it'll be fine. We
Oh,
don't have to think about it.
Yeah,
I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, it's not like his life is a Jeopardy leader or anything.
No,
Or,
it's not.
chasing out. I mean, karma is not gonna come back to him 10 fucking fold. Oh
Yeah,
God.
absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Could never. Joel's fine,
never.
y'all. And the second game, he's fine. He goes through this whole epic story. It's great. It's great. It doesn't come to a horrific end or anything.
Oh.
He doesn't take a golf club to the face.
That-
Jesus Christ.
Why would you do that? Don't, you gotta cut that part out. You can't do that.
Yeah, because that spoils it.
That's not fair. You can't do that.
You don't know
If
what's
you haven't played the second game or watch a playthrough, what are you doing?
No. Because we don't know who's actually listening to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Not my problem.
Oh my
Not my
God.
problem. I'll edit the part out, but not my problem.
I mean, they might keep it that in, or they might change that.
They can't. They can't take that part out.
Yeah, they
It
can't.
has
It would
to be
change
in.
the entire. It would change the
Yeah.
entire story. So
Yeah,
Literally
like,
the whole. Yeah,
if they change that part, it changes the whole story.
they're gonna have a
Anyways.
whole new story for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
anyways, let's get back to it, so we don't have to cut out more shit.
Well, I mean, like, you could still keep this part in because we're not saying what happened. We're just saying, like, if they change that part in the second season, like, it changes the whole story.
Yeah,
But
they're
then
gonna
again-
do it.
But then
And-
again, they did that. Oh, I don't know, like, who's all in charge for the storyboarding and shit. But they did that shit in The Walking Dead as well. They did not follow the proper story because
I'm sorry.
and they added characters because of it. And I'm just like,
if they don't do it, I'm not watching it. If they don't do it, I refuse to watch it. I'm not. Nope. I will not watch it. I will not watch it because I'll be a bunch of fucking pussies if they don't do it.
Oh, they don't want to get those death threats from the fans, you know, like the actress did
The fan
in the
base,
fucking video game.
the fan base can all whine and bitch all they want. They're excited they're all excited for season 2 anyway. It's lots of gays in there. It's fine. They'll live.
Which by the way, if there are people who like they had played the second one and they're the same people who went on Twitter and started attacking the voice actress because of the decision that her character made and not what herself made. Y'all are fucking retarded. I'm sorry. Like, you don't attack someone who's just acting out a part. She's not the one who wrote it. She's not the one who made the decision. She was acting out a part. She was doing her job. And you shouldn't have attacked somebody for doing their job. Like, y'all are fucking stupid.
Season 2, can't wait.
Season 2, can't wait.
Oh my god. Predictions?
No.
Like we already know, we already know what's gonna happen.
How about we talk about how we felt about the first season, and then
they can wait another 6 months for that.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so I actually really enjoyed this first season. I feel like it actually did follow the video game pretty well, the storyline very well. I feel like they did wonderful casting for everybody. Like, Pedro Pascal was an amazing Joel, as well as Bella Ramsey as Ellie. Like I think they did an amazing job at portraying the characters. You know?
Yeah.
It was nice to see cameos from like the voice actors from the first one. The effects of of the virus, man. Like, that shit was so fucking cool. Like, even like the swarm that happens at that house with the sniper.
Yeah.
Give me more of that shit. Like, I loved that, and I hope that I get to see more of. I love special effects. I love practical effects.
Favorite episode of season 1. Mine is episode 3. Long time. That's the one with the gay couple.
Oh, with gay Ron Swanson.
Yeah. That's my favorite episode. Now, see, they didn't change. They added to that story of those two. They changed. I mean, granted, they did change the relationship, but they made it a whole lot better.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed that episode. I was so upset because I had coworkers who were watching it before I was. I'm gonna wait till it's all there and then I'm gonna binge watch it. But that plan got thrown out the window.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Zio. And they're like, yeah, I didn't like this episode. I don't it's so, and I'm like, you sound kind of homophobic right now. Like, after watching it, I was like, they're like, well, no, like, we're not watching it for the love story. And I was like, but it makes sense. Like, it makes sense. Like, it's giving you a backstory on like what you found. Cause like, you don't get to know what happens in the game.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're just running around as Joel trying to save Ellie, and like, that's it. You don't get any backstory other than what like those NPCs that you run into.
And granted, Bill lives a lot longer in the game.
That's true.
And Frank's the one that basically offs himself because he can't deal with Bill's bullshit. which is heart-wrenching in its own way because Bill's all by himself. But what they did with this had them go through that whole storyline and then had them die together because Bill couldn't stand the fact of being alone in this world. I love that. One of the best love stories on television, point blank period.
A better
I've
love story than
seen.
Twilight. Better love
Better
story than
story than
Twilight.
Twilight. This is like up there with like the first few minutes of Up. It's like it's so good.
Yeah.
So good. I mean,
Yeah.
Up is less than 5 minutes of telling a fantastic love story without any lines.
Yeah.
Always number one. But as far as a full-length episode, this one is one of the best episodes when it comes to like a romance or like a love story. Oh, so good.
I can agree with you with that, but like it's not the whole episode, it's literally just that scene in the episode. I don't know what episode it is, and I'm not gonna look for it, but it's when with the house and the sniper and the swarm and that big ass fucking monster that breaks out of it's so good.
Oh, when they meet that the brothers.
Yes, when they meet the brothers.
That was like episode 5.
Yeah, I think it was episode 5.
I love that scene.
So good.
It's my favorite scene. But yeah, I can agree. Like 3 is probably like it was such a good episode. I feel like it was a much needed episode. Sad that it was like early on in the season though.
It was definitely needed. Give us the gay romance we all want. But no. When that episode came out, especially, there was just like, oh my god, that's my least favorite episode. We don't need that fucking love story. Oh my god. I'm like, tell me you're homophobic without telling me you're homophobic. Because if it was a heterosexual couple, you wouldn't be bitching about that.
Exactly.
Just saying. Anyway, everyone else, what's your guys' favorite episode?
Go ahead, Bunny, if we haven't heard too much from you.
Yeah.
I like 8.
8. Fair.
Mainly because it represents one of my favorite parts of the game itself.
Ew.
It's mainly because most of the time Joel is having to protect Ellie to the point where it almost seems like she's a liability. But then we have a moment where Ellie has to protect Joel.
And Joel's a liability. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He sure becomes a liability.
It's like you say you're gonna cut me up into tiny little pieces, and then she gets to do just that.
It's like life came up and bashed someone in the head
and slice your face apart. We don't see anything. We don't need to see anything.
Or crush your skull open.
Shush. Wee woo.
Wee woo. Pineapple.
Pineapples, bitch, pineapples.
Black licorice.
I don't know what you're going on about.
Good.
I'm just trying to talk about episode 8, and you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, but he's not.
I'm not. Oh, God. Anyway, episode 8, great episode.
That was a good episode.
Great episode. Matt Chairman?
Oh, I was waiting to let Tyler Bunny finish
yeah.
what they're saying because you are kind of rude there.
No, sorry, go for it.
Yeah, I weirdly lost my train of thought, but it was also like, just like, okay, yes, she doesn't know how to apply a syringe with penicillin to a person. Like, I don't know what they're teaching in them schools. You don't stick a needle directly into the wound. But she tries something, and it miraculously works. And it's also nice to see Joel like show his brutal side where he has those 2 people captured. And he was like, all right, point on the map with this knife where we are and where your camp is. And then he kills them anyway. It's like, what? But he told you everything. He told you the truth. He's like, that's okay. I believe him. And kills the other guy.
Cold-blooded. God. Fucking love Joel.
I fucking love Joel
like,
so
just to
much.
let you know that Joel doesn't mess around.
For real.
You get to see some of that old Joel.
And that's all I can think of for episode 8 in terms of highlights.
Like as far as like a whole episode, I don't know. Like I loved so many parts of episodes. Like I can't say that I had an absolute favorite episode. I loved all the backstory parts. I loved that they actually went through the trouble of trying to explain the infection, and that it actually kind of made sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I really appreciated and made kind of helped me get invested into the story, because I'm one of the hosts that did not play the game, and I knew parts of the story, but you know, I also know that a lot of shows with zombies or some type of infection don't go through that trouble of making the effort of trying to explain how shit went down, or you know, why it went down. And they did great with those first 3 openings, you know, showing, you know, what the concept of the cordyceps, and then the actual initial infection in Kazakhstan. I don't remember where it was. But you know, the fact that they actually showed it, that was awesome. How they went through the motions of, okay, what do we do now? Well, we can't do anything. This is a cordyceps. There's no cure. Okay, then what do we do? Bomb.
Just blow it up.
Just bomb.
And I really like how they make it plausible. Well, they don't just say like, "Oh, the world's infected." It's just like, "Yeah, cordyceps can't really survive in humans." It's like, "Yeah, but it could adapt
It
to
could
heat thanks to global warming." And it's like, "What happens then?" And then we're like, "We lose."
Yeah.
Mm-mm. It's a no for me.
All right. Well,
So,
yeah. Final scores, I guess.
rating, final scores for the whole season.
Oh gosh.
1 out of 5 cordyceps. 1 out of 5 cordyceps. What is everyone's score?
Hold on, I gotta pull up the calculator.
Yeah,
All
this is tough, because this was such a good show, and I loved every bit of it. It had great emotional impact. It had pretty good. There were a couple of like fight scenes I could get a little nitpicky about, but it was still good. They had action that worked. All the CGI was excellent, movie grade. Didn't look like a TV show. It was literally just a movie. And so with that, I think I'd have to give it like at least a 4. I'll be harsh and say 4. No, only because the last episode I just feel like it was a little anticlimactic. I'm aware that's how it goes in the games, but it just didn't feel like it had as much of an impact once the whole hospital bit started. Like once he woke up, it kind of just ran. It felt like it rushed through that part. I just didn't feel like it kind of lingered long enough for me to understand what was going on. So yeah, that's why I'll give it a 4 overall.
Okay. I will give it a 4 as well. It's solid. It's a good watch. It's a good season, a good 9 episodes of a season 1 for television period. So
What's it?
yeah,
What did you get it? What did you give it?
a 4.
A 4.
A 4 out of 5 cordyceps.
Hang on just a second. I think I would lean towards. I wanted to like evaluate every single episode, but then that would take too
Yeah.
long. And then calculating every, I'm gonna go with like 4.25.
0.25.
Is that not allowed?
4.25. No, it's allowed.
No, it's allowed.
Okay, you're just like, what? But yeah, I did find it enjoyable from pretty much every episode, and especially my favorite 8.
Yeah.
And 3 was my second favorite because I don't see a lot of romantic scenes like that. It's usually because it's a lot of straight stuff that happens. And it's like, yeah, I'm used to this, but then you see gay stuff happen. You're like, this is refreshing.
Ally.
But anyway, I don't know what else to add, and I don't really know what to say that's wrong with it. But I didn't want to like rewatch the whole series for this episode that we kept putting off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Now, if it was really good, if I really enjoyed it, then I'd probably be like, oh, I'm totally fine rewatching episodes.
Yeah.
I think I would like wait a year, or at least wait till season 2 comes out before rewatching it.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
probably what
yeah.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rewatch the whole first season before I watch.
Binge it all.
So yeah, that's my verdict of 4.25.
Work.
I really liked it. I don't have any complaints of it. I enjoyed the whole thing. Like I said, they did a really good job on this show. Coming from someone who I didn't play the game personally, but I've seen multiple playthroughs of it. And like it's a really good adaptation. It's a really good adaptation. I don't see anything wrong with it. Again, it's not one that I'll watch over and over and over again. It's probably one like I will watch it before the second season, just so I can refresh, you know. But so like just because it's not something I will like watch over and over and over again, I'm probably going to give it a 4.5. Even
Okay.
though I enjoyed everything. I enjoyed everything about it. I don't really have any complaints that I can remember because we watched it like fucking 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I would have to rewatch it again, but I'm not going to do that for the curse episode. Like Bunyip said.
So the average is
Average is a 4.18.
a 4.18 cordyceps out of 5. So there you go, ladies and gents. If you've been sitting on, oh my God, when they go do part 3 of Last of Us, here you are, almost 4 months later. It's only July. It's fine. When this is posted, anyway, it's July.
Oh god.
Yeah. So
How is it already July?
I don't know. It's been like forever now.
It's scary. Like it feels like time goes by slowly, but then you look back and you're like, oh my god, we're already in the middle of this year.
Yeah.
Dude, we're a few months away from fucking Halloween.
Stop. Ugh. So yeah. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Catch us next time as we talk about something else. Until then, bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. I was drinking water, so I couldn't say it fast enough.